Channeling is dangerous.
Greetings once again to the collective. This is Osipius. I bid you a good day. What is channeling? We've had many ideas, entities that are, let's say, co-creating with that of Roxanne, one fashion or another. They feel these entities. They want to be channelers.
You should already have an idea.
Channeling is
Who
dangerous.
or what it is that you're trying to channel. I'm assuming here that you've already watched my 101 video, but again, I feel it's important to kind of reiterate the fact that you need to know what it is you want to contact and why it is.
Oh, it is Orion Council here. So it is. We are watching a lot of activity on your planet Earth. So it is Orion Council here. How can we be of assistance?
Channeling is dangerous. Channeling is dangerous. Channeling is dangerous. Channeling is dangerous.
Greetings, I'm Bezel Triple B, and this is the Bus Bar. Yes, I've teamed up with my other channel, the Bus Bar. New Age Channeling. Channeling, or spiritism, is the activity of communicating with and interpreting the thoughts of another being through nonverbal, telepathic communication. And there are literally thousands of New Age channels about channeling on YouTube. Spirit Science is a channel that I've taken a look at before when I contrasted a Buddhist parable with one taught by Jesus. And while doing that, I saw a video Spirit Science did on channeling. Here is the cartoon host of Spirit Science explaining what channeling is.
Channeling is a natural form of communication between humans and beings of higher consciousness, included but not limited to angelic beings, spirits of nature, non-physical entities, or even animals and pets.
The Spirit Science channel guy goes on to explain that there are many different styles of channelers.
Everyone channels differently as well. Sometimes channelings are quite boring, as the channeler will just lay down and connect internally and just let the information fly. Other times, the connection between the beings is stronger, and they'll walk around the room and talk and be quite lively. Then there's people like this.
The Spirit Science host is now going to introduce Daryl Anka, who channels an extraterrestrial named Bashar. I did a video on him recently, and I'll provide a link to it in the info section down below if interested. Now, a popular theme of New Age gurus is something called the shift. It's a term they use for what they call a spiritual awakening, and it can also refer to a consciousness shift that the planet Earth and humanity are collectively undergoing. Here, Daryl, channeling Bashar, is talking about shifting.
As has been often said, you are shifting.
Frequency shift.
But you are always shifting.
Find it so it's perfectly smooth on engagement.
You are shifting now.
And I want to speak today about this shift that you have encountered that kind of happened to you.
You don't have to wait to shift. You've been shifting. You've been shifting all your lives.
Energy shift.
So you're shifting now. You're shifting now. You're shifting now. You're shifting now. You're shifting now.
We know we're having a cosmic shift within ourselves.
Constantly shifting parallel realities. So you're shifting now. You're shifting now. You're shifting now. You're shifting now. You're shifting now.
We're just going to talk with you a bit right now on the status of your shift.
Now, I'm constantly being accused of being one of those closed-minded Christians. So when Spirit Science guy said that I could channel with my dog, Summer, well, I just had to give it a go.
Let's talk about animal communication, because this is a form of channeling that you yourself can do. Channeling pets is one of the easiest forms of this art. Pets, of course, do not use human language, but they have a strong desire to communicate with humans. A small disclaimer, if you're planning on trying this, it's also helpful to charge your third eye chakra.
My third eye chakra? What is that?
The third eye is a term we use for the sixth chakra. A chakra is a vortex point where the stream of consciousness from your higher self, which is energy which we call prana, feeds into the physical human form.
Say what? Well, all right then. Let me charge that puppy up.
So let's go over some of the basic steps to do this.
Now stand by, let me get my dog and find a place to work with him.
Start by taking your dog into a quiet room. Sit on the floor next to him, or if he's allowed on the couch or bed, have him sit next to you. Pet him in his favorite spot until he's settled in. Then start talking quietly to him in a loving tone. Find one short sentence or word and use it over and over. You could say, hey there sweetie, or okay buddy. Let's just call this your key phrase.
Oh, that's such a sweet girl. Summer's a sweet girl. Summer's a sweet girl. Yeah, Summer's a sweet girl.
When you've gone over your key phrase 10 times or so, close your eyes and be silent. Stop petting him and begin to form a picture in your mind of what you want him to know. After the picture is formed and clear, float the image out of your forehead where your third eye is located and into your dog's head directly between the eyes.
I don't like coconuts. You don't like coconuts? Say, brainless, don't you know where coconuts come from?
Once you've done this, speak the key phrase again one more time and float the image again into his head.
Oh, that's such a sweet girl. Summer's a sweet girl.
Keep doing this until he either leaves to get up or puts his head on your lap. If he leaves, follow him and do it again. If you begin to get a reaction from him, like putting his head in your lap or something else, congratulations, you've just communicated with your dog.
Why don't I just ask her to get the football? Son, go get the football. It's in the kitchen. Go get it. Go get it. Get the football. Bring it here. Bring it here. Come on. Bring the football here. Come on. Come on, son. Bring the football. Oh, that's such a good girl. Oh, that's such a good girl. Come here. Come here. You don't want to give it to me now. So, channeling? No, I'll just talk to her instead.
It's important that when you're listening to or reading channelings, that you use discernment with what you're listening to.
Okay, I admit I've had a little fun at the expense of Bashar and Spirit Science Guy, but now it's time to get serious. Discernment is the ability to see and understand things clearly and intelligently. And the first thing I want to know about channeling is on what basis can you trust anyone who claims to channel another being when all you have is the subjective assertion of that person that this is what he or she is doing? Spirit Science Guy all but admits this, but then says something even more compelling.
For the most part, you have no idea who or what is being channeled, and the only way you can really truly tell is through listening to what they are saying and finding truth in their words.
Okay, but on what basis is one to find truth in their words, Spirit Science Guy?
If what is being said feels right, then go with that flow.
If what they're saying feels right? Well, if it feels right, I'm sorry, Spirit Science Guy, but that is terrible advice. You are not advocating truth, you're advocating preference. Truth can simply not be based on whether or not it feels right. People tell me that heroin feels right while you're first feeling its effects, but a tiny overdose will kill you. You remember, well, you may not remember, it goes back a while. There was a song called You Light Up My Life by Debbie Boone. And one of the last lines went like this.
It can't be wrong when it feels so right.
Sorry, Debbie, but it can be wrong when it feels so right. Proverbs 14:12 tells us there is a way that seems right to a man, but the end result of that way is death. Truth is different than preference. Truth is what's real regardless of how you feel about it. Well, the law of gravity is a great example. I can be told by a channeler that I have the ability to fly, and that resonates with me because it feels right. Well, I've always wanted to fly. It feels right. But if I'm foolish enough to believe the channeler and go out and find a cliff to jump off, I will quickly realize what is true and what is a lie. If I jump off that cliff, I'm not going to be flying, but rather dropping as fast as a stone.
If what is being said feels right, then go with that flow. If it does not, then you don't have to subject yourself to it. The final decision will have to come from you, though.
Spirit Science Guy is telling you a lie. You are not the final arbiter or expert of truth. But this is the general consensus of our day. The only absolute truth is that there is no absolute truth that is true for everyone, everywhere.
Absolute truth comes from, I think, inside, from your mind and your heart, whatever you feel is right.
So absolute truth is inside of you?
Yeah.
The very statement that absolute truth comes from the mind and heart is absolute nonsense. If everyone's truth is different, then even that statement cannot be true for everyone, and therefore it is not absolute. This is why listening to channelers or mediums is so dangerous and is thoroughly condemned in the Word of God. Leviticus 19:31. It's law and it still applies. Do not turn to mediums or seek out spirits, for you will be defiled by them. I am the Lord your God. Or Deuteronomy 18:10. There shall not be found among you anyone who makes his son or his daughter pass through the fire, one who uses divination, one who practices witchcraft, or one who interprets omens, or a sorcerer, or one who casts a spell, or a medium, or a spiritist, or one who calls up the dead. And that last one, calling up of the dead, that's called necromancy. And you may think that that's something that doesn't happen anymore. And if so, you need to think again, because you can find this practice in every city and all over the internet. Here is an example of necromancy and how Satan uses it to deceive people. This woman's name is Julie Butler, and she claims to be able to contact a young man by the name of Eric who committed suicide back in 2009. Eric has a knack for being able to hang out with dead celebrities, even luminaries, and talk to them. People such as the Buddha, Mother Teresa, Abraham Lincoln, Adolf Hitler, and even Jesus Christ.
And we understand what he's here to teach. But I guess I'd like it to be restated. What was he here to teach?
He said he was here to teach that there was many pathways to God. He said he repeated to others that he was not the only way. Though he said that it was rewoven by other people to state that he is the only way. He said he would not take the time to feed his ego that way, that it was worthless effort.
Yeah.
He's wanted many ways to reach God.
Now, Julie seems like a nice lady, and yet the Apostle Paul tells us that Satan disguises himself as an angel of light. What Julie just related through her supposed contact with the dead young man is straight from the pit of hell. It is another gospel, and it is opposed to the true gospel. Paul tells the Galatians, but even if we or an angel from heaven should preach to you a gospel contrary to the one we preach to you, let him be accursed. Another word for that is anathema. Let the end-time wrath of God fall down on that person right now. That's what that word means. He tells us in Romans, as one of his parting shots in his letter to them, I urge you, brothers and sisters, to watch out for those who cause divisions and put obstacles in your way that are contrary to the teaching you have learned. Keep away from them. So, to sum up, all channelers are of one of three kinds. They are either mentally ill, they are charlatans and thieves that want your money, or they are actually demon-possessed. And it really doesn't matter which kind they are all anti-Christian and being used by the enemy to deceive people. See, I warn you, Satan and his demons are actively trying to advance New Age spiritism. More and more people will believe these lies, and it is the duty of every Christian to condemn this practice and to witness to the absolute truth of the pure gospel of Jesus Christ as found in the Old and New Testaments. We are to take no part in unfruitful works of darkness, but instead expose them. We are to be witnesses of God's eternal truth as found in His Word, and thereby be able to be used by the Holy Spirit, who alone can open the eyes of the spiritually blind so that they may turn from darkness to light, and from the dominion of Satan to God, and that they may receive forgiveness of sins and inheritance among those who are being sanctified by God's grace alone, through faith alone, in Jesus the Christ alone.